Well, it's April 22nd, 2025, and I have read through, oh boy, how can I summarize this? First Samuel chapter 5 and 2 Chronicles chapter 11, alternatingly. First Chronicles chapter 12, some bits and pieces in there. 5, all over the place. It's all over the place. It's chronological, so it's all over the place in the Bible. 1 Chronicles 11, 14, 13, 2 Samuel chapter 6. All over the place. But, and it's kind of the same story in a couple different ways. Almost verbatim in some of it. I guess it starts off with David becoming king and everybody coming together and saying, yeah, David, you're our king. That's where you belong. We know you're anointed. We've been waiting for this day. It finally has come to fruition, and we're behind you. We're with you. We pledge our allegiance to you, King David. We know you're it. And great bunch of warriors in that. Then David conquers the Philistines. But the important thing to know about that is he sought the Lord before he conquered. Before he even went out there, he sought the Lord. And we get the story twice. First in 2 Samuel chapter 5, and then in 1 Chronicles chapter 14, about how he sought the Lord. The Lord said, yep, go ahead. He had actually, before, go ahead and I'll hand them over to you. And he beat the Philistines at Baal-perazim first, and the Philistines got beat and they abandoned their idols there. They actually fled. They were able to leave. And we've got two different accounts of that. One says that they abandoned their idols there, so David and his men confiscated them. And then we also have the Philistines had abandoned their gods there, so David gave orders to burn them, which I really like that they burnt them, that was part of that. They didn't just confiscate them for their own use. They could be possibly, don't want that temptation. Get rid of that evil stuff. Get out of there. So then we see also the Philistines returned to that area and raided the valley again. And David again asked, hey, should I go attack the Philistines? This time God gave him some very specific instructions to, hey, don't go until I say. Don't attack them straight on. Go in the back way and listen for the sound of marching feet on the tops of the poplar trees. So be on alert, and that will be the signal that the Lord is moving ahead of you. And it reminds me of, I'm going to butcher this because it's been a while, but I think it's Elijah. They're at a battle, and it just all looks hopeless because of a huge enemy, and the Israelites were small in number with Elijah, and Elijah says, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And says, well, you know what? My partner here, he's not getting it. So Elijah says, open his eyes, Lord. And all of a sudden, his helper could see in the sky all the angels that were going to come and defeat the enemy against them. Imagine it was something like that, the sound of marching in the treetops. The Lord of heaven's armies was going to fight that battle for David. And David acknowledged that. David did what God commanded there. He did what was commanded, and with that, he received victory. David then captures Jerusalem. He goes into the city, and it's kind of, I didn't highlight this, but I'm looking at it right now. I hate those lame and blind Jebusites. What does that mean? The first thing, lame and blind Jebusites hate me. Oh, well, I guess one way to say it, I hate that, or these people, they hate me, actually. In this way it says, but whoever attacks them should strike by going down into the city's water tunnel. And that's how they attacked. Then we get back and forth about how David reigned for 30 years. I mean, we're in 1 Chronicles 3, we're in 2 Samuel 5, and we're first 13, then 4 and 5, and then we're in 2 Samuel 5:11. It's just kind of jumbled up there. 1 Chronicles 14, and that gives us the story of the King Hiram of Tyre building David a palace, and that just confirms that. And then we get the story of David moving the ark, David having the ark moved, and that's when David's made it so that the ark is on a cart. It's being hauled to the city of David, which is Jerusalem. And at some point, the oxen stumble, and the ark seems like it's going to fall. So Uzzah, one of the attendees, reaches out to make sure that the ark doesn't fall. And he should know that he is not allowed to touch that. Only the priests can touch that. Only the Levites can touch that. And even then, they have to be clean and has to be under certain orders. But yet he reached out and touched it. And God's anger was aroused there, and killed Uzzah over that. Uzzah did not make it, did not live any longer. David was angry because the Lord's anger had burnt against Uzzah. And he named the place Perazuzah, which means to burst against the Lord. So he was angry, and then David was afraid of God and asked, how can I ever bring that ark into my care? So he sent it to Obed-Edom, and Obed-Edom, his family was blessed by having it, received physical blessings. So a lot of things in this. And obedience to God, it matters in all circumstances. It matters for defeat. It would have been better if Uzzah had let the ark fall than him to touch it, which doesn't seem right at all, but it was disobedience. He was disobedient by catching it, not trusting God to handle it. Or, I heard it said, why did he think he was more holy than the dirt that God had made? Well, he was made by God. But anyway, that was one way to put it. So tomorrow we'll read into some more 2 Samuel chapter 6. I'm intrigued on some of the wisdom we find in that. I'm always looking for the wisdom. So today's wisdom is follow God, be obedient, honor God in all things. And he confirms, and God confirms things. So there we go.